Good evening. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, great. I'm Jean Hall. Okay, Tara, is that better? Okay, thanks. I'm Jean Hall. I'm the supervisor of innovative and special programming. This year we're trying to do things a little differently. This is not different. So if you've come to this presentation in the past, if you have an older child, a friend, neighbor, then you've experienced this program informational session here this evening, or perhaps out at the North Campus at Cape Fear Community College. Tomorrow night, we're doing a repeat performance at Roland Grice Middle School. So if you feel you want to hear it again, please come. It doesn't hurt to hear this information more than once. What we'll talk about this evening is not only the special programs. In fact, I won't be speaking a lot about each special program. The program coordinators, as you came in, you saw them there. They will do a fantastic job of giving you the details of their programming. This year, and I'll talk about this, I'll mention it, but I want to make sure that I emphasize, one thing that has changed this year is that students will be invited to apply to up to 3 programs. In the past, all programs were open for application, but we really want students, parents, guardians to be very intentional about their application and their interest in the programs. That only bodes well for retention in the programs. I'll talk about how the retention works in the programs, and should a student or parent or guardian have a change of heart, how that works as well. So this year it's 3, and we're putting more and more effort into the middle schools. The counselors are fantastic about working with the students to make sure that they have a clear understanding of the programs. I'll talk about a couple of other new and different aspects of the application process. But I'll also spend quite a bit of time talking about just how high school works in general. How many of you are first-time high school parents? Okay. So you may think, wow, this is not what I experienced as a high schooler. High school has changed pretty dramatically. The options that we have now are vast. There's a breadth to them. And what we find more often than not is that our students here in New Hanover County are doing a lot of mixing and matching, even when they're in the special programs at the 4 traditional high schools or the early colleges. They're doing a lot of mixing and matching, trying to really find those things that fit their interests as much as we can provide. And that includes online learning, that includes dual enrollment at Cape Fear Community College, even when they're in these special programs. So we'll talk about that. I'll get started. I'll be out front as well if you have general questions. There is an email address that you can use at any time if you'd like to email me or Melinda Foster, who is the enrollment coordinator. If you use special.programs@nhcs.net, then that will come directly to me and I will respond. You may have already emailed me. I've gotten quite a few emails since the phone calls went out about these presentations. If you did not grab when you came in or you weren't handed a half sheet, please make sure you get one before you go. Again, this is information, everything out there, and everything that I'll talk about is information that your student's counselor has at their fingertips. We are trying to go paperless more and more, but a lot of them have Google Classrooms, or they're putting it on their website, their counselor website. So if you're not sure where to find that information, if it's not been made clear, please do reach out to your student's counselor, and they will set you up with pretty much every physical flyer and piece of information that you see out in the lobby tonight. But that half sheet has the key dates that should be of most interest to you. There's another timeline floating around, but that's really not for I say, public consumption. There's a lot there that really wouldn't interest you. That's really for counselors and the program coordinators. But that half sheet has the dates of the in-house presentations. So tonight we have this presentation. Tomorrow night, Roland Grice. Regardless of the scenario, all presentations begin at 6 p.m. tonight, tomorrow night, and then in December, we will have the in-house presentations at each individual school. Those are also to start at 6 p.m. There are no duplicate nights, so no two schools are presenting on the same night so that you can attend all 7 in-house presentations if you'd like. My piece of advice, and I am a former program coordinator here in the district, is that you really, if you're not sure, I always say to parents and guardians, your child will thrive where they're truly happy and they really feel their needs are being met, both intellectually, just their well-being altogether, socially, all of those things. So I really encourage you to take advantage of going to the school sites and seeing, being in the environment, seeing who's there, hearing which questions and answers are occurring so that you can really feel, is that a click for my child? Is that a really great environment for my child? All of the programs are fantastic. I have no preference because they are all so dynamic, but it really is a matter of fit for the student. And then sometimes students say, you know, I just want a traditional high school experience. That is a bit of a play on words because I don't think there really is a traditional high school experience anymore with all of the options. Not as my generation knew it, I'll say that. So I'll go ahead and get started. Here is a list of all of the programs. I did list the early colleges there at the bottom, and everyone has a representative here tonight, at least one, to talk to you about the differences among the early colleges. So we want to make sure that you have a very clear understanding of their course of study in each of those programs, and that it's really meeting the need that you're looking for, okay? I will also say that with the exception of Isaac Bear, all of the programs will admit students after the 9th grade. So every program you see here, Ashley High School Marine Science Academy, Hoggard's International Baccalaureate, Lady High School STEM program, and Lyceum at New Hanover, they have a pre-program in 9th and 10th, and then their program is 11th and 12th. And they really, really want you there in 9th grade. But sometimes you start something in 9th, or you don't pursue a program in 9th, and then you start hearing about how great this is or that is, and you say, I think I would like to apply. So there are opportunities for students to merge into those programs in 10th, and then again at 11th grade. After 11th grade, it's too late, because the programs are really built on an 11th, 12th continuum. The same is true for CTEC, the Southeast Area Technical High School, and Wilmington Early College. Let's go over some just basic high school curriculum and graduation requirements so that when you're looking at those flyers out there, you understand why the programs are saying, hey, you need this, this, and this to graduate, and this is why we have to package everything the way we do. A great resource, and we're in the midst of revamping it, we revamp it at this time every year, is the New Hanover County Schools Curriculum Course Guide. What I can tell you about that is that when you're looking for a course description, or you're wanting to see the courses that are offered at individual schools, this is the document that you want to reference. There is a digital copy, it's online, and you're welcome to peruse that anytime you'd like. All of the special programs also have a description there, which is very much like the one-pager flyer that we have out there in the lobby. But there's also contact information there, and then again, a lot of the basic information about high school that we're going to cover here tonight. What we like to encourage students to do, whether they're talking to their 8th grade counselor or their high school counselor, is to begin with the end in mind. Whether they're thinking about college or career, perhaps they're pursuing career tech at CTEC or in dual enrollment at Cape Fear Community College. We want them to have that end in mind so that they know why they're doing what they're doing all the way through. So where and why do you want to go to college? A lot of times when we have conversations with high schoolers about where, they say things that are interesting. And just like I encourage them to visit the high schools they're considering for 4 years, 4 years is a long time in the life of an adolescent. I also encourage them when they're in high school to go see that college campus. It does not have a good track record to accept offers that are sight unseen. Again, the environment is very important for everyone. Consider what colleges report 5 items they examine when evaluating applicants. Transcript, every university is going to look at a transcript. Test scores, every university is going to look at test scores. Universities are going to look at attendance. That's a very important thing. SAT or ACT, schools are getting more selective and flexible about being test-friendly or test exclusive. So the SAT, ACT thing, it's more and more optional on college applications. Still, it is a great tool for students to use as an indicator of their preparedness for college coursework. Application and essays, activities resume, and letters of recommendation. All of those things are still in the mix. That has not changed since I went to college. So all of those things are still considered very important. And more we see colleges wanting to see 2 things. They want to see that the student has pursued the most challenging coursework at their fingertips, the most challenging coursework available to them in their building or in their district. The second thing we see colleges and universities looking at more frequently and really valuing is the character of the student. Why do they feel that college is the right fit for them? What are they saying in those essays? You'll see in just a moment that even for these special programs and early college applications, we're requiring a supplemental item. For all of the programs, with the exception of CTEC, students will submit a video. They'll be sent a prompt and a link, and they'll submit a video for that program of choice. With CTEC, they'll be writing an essay, and they'll write that essay in person there at the school. College is a reality for all students who meet admissions requirements. That doesn't mean that just because you meet admission requirements that it's the right fit for you or that you would want to commit to a 4-year university. Don't wait too late for a college visit. Whether it's community college or a 4-year campus, don't wait. You can go now. No one's stopping you. No one says you have to wait until junior or senior year to take those visits. After high school, you have options. We've talked about, of course, the 4-year university, college-university pathway, community college, the military, and the workforce, and then other. Sometimes we have students who, right after high school, decide, I will go on to work, to college, to community college, but right now, I'm going to do a gap year. I'm going to travel abroad. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go work for the National Forestry Association. So, experiential events and opportunities that students choose to pursue rather than jumping right in. Graduation requirements. The number you really need to keep at the forefront is 28. So students in New Hanover County are required to earn 28 credits in specific things in order to graduate with a New Hanover County and a North Carolina diploma. A lot of our students end up, especially in these programs, end up with more than 28 credits, especially when they're starting perhaps some high school credits in middle school. So that's something to keep in mind. No student should have any trouble or any problem or any obstacle to getting those 28 credits. In English, 4 credits are required. They're offered as on-level or honors level, and then of course there are advanced options. So if you're at Hoggard, as an example, Hoggard has AP English options, it has IB English, and there are also dual enrollment options at Cape Fear that are considered an advanced level. Typically, yes, grades 11 and 12 are where students are experiencing the advanced coursework. sometimes in 10th. It just depends on what a student is ready to do. In math, 4 math credits, 2 of which must be North Carolina Math 1 and Math 2. From there, it really depends on who the student is as a math student as to which direction they go. On-level and honors offered with as alternative pathways. Most 4-year colleges require 1 math beyond North Carolina Math 3. It's a pretty safe bet to say you need 4 maths. I'm sorry for students who don't feel the love for math, but you've got to have 4 maths. And those are some of the options: honors math 3 or on-level math, math 4, discrete math, pre-calc, and then advanced placement math. It just depends on the programming options available at the school. AP math credits available or other advanced math options. So I always call it advanced options so that we're remembering dual enrollment, IB, AP, all of those advanced options. And then colleges prefer for you to have a math credit in each of your high school years rather than trying to cram all 4 in 9th and 10th and have no math 11th and 12th. I know. There are someone out there's thinking, oh, that sounds great. It's not. So you will find that at every school in the district, they're going to space out that math for you. And if you are math driven, it's a very good chance you're having back-to-back math in any given year, both semesters. Again, it just depends on how the coursework lines up in that building with the master schedule. In science, 3 credits are required: earth science, biology, physical science, or chemistry. A lot of our advanced program students are going on to take 1 to 2 subsequent science courses on top of what you see here. Also, standard and honors level. Some students used to take earth and environmental in 8th grade. That's no longer happening. I left that there because I also handle online learning, and I get a lot of questions about that. So I wanted to take this opportunity to clarify that we're not offering it in the classroom in 8th grade. We're not offering it online in 8th grade. A lot of that has to do with legislative action around that course and a computer science course that will replace perhaps that and some other things. So I just want you to know that there are other options for earth and environmental science. Most students, especially of this caliber, are taking AP environmental science in lieu of earth and environmental anyway. So just keep that in mind as you are looking at coursework. Colleges prefer 4th science in your senior year, and of course, again, there are advanced placement options available. Social studies, there are 4 credits required. Economics and personal finance is the latest requirement for students. World history, American history, civic literacy is also put in there. Standard and advanced levels available for every content area. PE, also, I know you have to do it. I get a lot of requests for that too. It's pickleball. It's fun. You'll enjoy it. It is. It's actually a lot of fun. Other things in addition to pickleball, but pickleball is definitely in there. Hands-on CPR training required. World languages not required for high school graduation. They have never been. It has always been a college, a 4-year university or college admissions requirement. I just want to clarify that. And recently, if you follow the General Assembly, even the North Carolina state schools are now saying you don't need 2 levels of a world language. You can supplant that with 2 levels, subsequent levels in several other, I can't say any other, but several other content areas as electives. So let's say you really love science. You don't have an interest in world languages. Fine. Take 2 more science electives. So they want to see you putting your energies into the thing that you think you love. High school is the place to do that. High school is the place to try out the things and make sure that you're really testing the waters. It will save you a lot of money rather than doing that when you get into community college or a 4-year university. Some colleges prefer a third year of foreign language, and then the NCAA requirement and UNC system requirement. It is true that if you're looking at a school like NC State, Chapel Hill, and beyond, if you're looking at an Ivy League, they are looking for you to show strength in pathways. Not this a la carte, I've done every class in the district. So they're really looking for you to show who you are as a student and that you know who you are as a student. Electives, there are 10 electives required across the board. We have a robust CTE program, there are core electives, ROTC, dual enrollment at Cape Fear Community College, those can count as electives as well. There are AP electives, there are IB electives. Every program has electives within. Also at UNC Wilmington, students do have the option to take UNC Wilmington courses as dual enrollment outside of Isaac Bear. So that is an option as well. Non-traditional high schools offer college courses in lieu of AP or IB coursework. So GPA. This week I'm visiting the middle schools and I'm talking to the 8th graders. And when I say GPA, they look at me like I have 8 heads. And we talk about what does that mean and why is it important? So how many of the students in the room right now, when I say GPA, if you have a pretty clear understanding of how that works, let me know. Okay, that's fair. That's fair and honest. I appreciate your honesty. So GPA is what is used as I would say the bean counting system of academics. So when you are in a course, and let's say it's an on-level course, so this is broken down by on-level, honors, AP, IB, dual enrollment. So when you're in an on-level course, an A is a 4.0, and you can think A, B, B 3.0, C 2.0, D 1.0, and then an F gets you nothing, okay? So a 4.0 for an A, if it's an honors course, you're getting an extra 0.5 weight on that course for an A, and then for AP, IB dual enrollment, you're getting a whole extra quality point. You'll hear that term at some point, quality point, for an A in that course. Do you have a question? Sure, IB is the International Baccalaureate Program at Hoggard. Yeah. So students, if you are interested in, say, class rank is based on the top 10 GPA in a grade level. So when you get to senior year, the counselors are going to sit down, they're going to crunch the numbers, they're going to go into PowerSchool and run some reports and spreadsheets, and they're going to see who are the top 10 GPA students in the class. And those are the students you see who stand up at graduation, okay? Those students are typically a fraction, maybe 100th of a point different from one another. It's that close. I don't say that to stress you out. I say that to impress upon you that all you can do is the best you can do. And I know your best is great. So that's my advice always, do the best you can do. Absolutely do the best you can do. In most cases, being in the top 10 or being looking, that's not the goal, typically. Like I said, when we look at students in advanced coursework, many times you can look at the top 50 and they have, again, a hairline fraction difference in GPA. So all you can do is do your best, and your best is great, right? Yes, 8th graders? It is, yeah. So as we go down, just keep in mind, if you have older siblings, or parents, guardians, if you have older children or grandchildren, they may have been on the 6.0 scale. That went away several years ago. It was, North Carolina was like a holdout with the 6.0, and it was just a bit inflated. And so universities and colleges were doing their own adjustments to get everyone on the same page with that. Again, when we're looking at students who across the state have the same GPA, and you can imagine, There are hundreds of students, hundreds, with the same GPA. What colleges and universities go back to? They look at who you are, who you say you are, and does that match the choices you've made in high school, both with academics and with extracurriculars, even things outside of school. That resume, what do you do in your personal time? But it's also looking at what's happening in your school. They're not going to compare you in your school to a student in a school that has completely different options. So what they're looking at, as best they can, is keeping apples to apples and trying, you can imagine the task, but trying to keep things as fair as possible in terms of looking at the options a student had and did they take advantage of those options, and if so, how did they do? That's the equation. So I think we've rounded out this point just about how different high school is. But we always want you to remember that even alongside, in addition to the academics, going back to what I said earlier, is that you thrive where you're happy and where you feel you belong and where you feel like, this is great, these are my people, this is my environment, I click with this. So we always want you to keep in mind what you think is fun, how you form friendships, activities and more, and traditional classes. Yes, they're still the norm, but there are a lot of bells and whistles around those classes. Now we have a lot of service learning in every school. Every one of these programs has a service learning requirement built into it. So I encourage you to ask about that. Okay, Tara, I think we're ready to roll the video. This video will show you just a little snippet. You may have seen this before. These are little snippet videos for each program. And then this should give you a little information, if you're not at all familiar with the programs, as to what to ask when you go out front there.
So Lyceum Academy was founded over 20 years ago by Gordon Massengill. It's a program that was piloted in the middle of the state, and then they brought it here. The goal of the Lyceum program is interdisciplinary learning. It's getting our students involved across the subjects, learning both inside and outside of the building. We've been here at Hanover for over 20 years. We're very proud of the history that we've had here. We've had a lot of former students that came through Lyceum actually become faculty at New Hanover. We've had a lot of students be very successful at the collegiate level in all different shapes and formats, from the Ivy League down to local community college level to just entering the workforce.
One of the things that I've benefited the most is time management. So one of the things that we have in Lyceum is called recitation. So you can choose to take it your third or fourth block. And it really just lets you set a time aside to do your homework. And once you're in college, you're gonna have to establish that yourself. So Lyceum helps you build those skills already. So once you go into college, you're already prepared for time management.
So when it comes to AP testing, it's easier because you have a whole year to master the content and you have teachers available to help you.
In terms of college preparation coursework wise, I'd say our teachers make sure that it's definitely more rigorous. I've taken other AP classes here at New Hanover, and I'd say Lyceum definitely does a good job of not only preparing us for the AP exams, but preparing us for how what we do in class is going to translate into our college classes.
Lyceum is something where we're able to support and challenge your students at the honors and AP collegiate level. So we're helping our students be successful in high school and then transition into those next steps. We're really proud of the work that we do with our students. We're proud of the success that they've had, and we look to continue that tradition and legacy here at New Hanover High School with the Lyceum Academy.
At the Career Readiness Academy, we are a small, non-traditional high school with a focus on personalization. So with our small setting, our students get a lot of individual attention, and typically that's what they say the program does for them. They really come here so that they can focus on their studies, and get a lot of attention from their teachers. We offer the business administration pathway through career technical education. So we really encourage our students to take advantage of job shadowing and internships. So we've had students do internships at Live Oak Bank. We've had students with internships in purchasing through New Hanover County Schools. And so we really feel like that gives them that job readiness and work readiness that they can't get anywhere else.
I got started with the Mosley program in about middle school with the e-academy side of things. So I would do stuff mostly online, but also come in every once in a while for a little bit. And that went pretty well. And I decided to stick with it through high school because, I don't know, it worked for me. And by doing that, I've gotten pretty great opportunities like the CCP program, getting early college work done with Cape Fear, and this really great internship at Live Oak through Ms. Kirby, the career and college counselor there.
It's a great time. Like, it's more difficult to fail your classes than to pass them here. The teachers are great. They're very supportive. The staff here is very supportive.
So IB dates back to the 1960s. It was a program named the International Baccalaureate Program, hence IB, that was started in Europe by a group of educators, inventors, and thinkers who wanted to challenge how traditional curriculum kind of evolved beyond the traditional classroom based on country and culture. So they developed this curriculum called International Baccalaureate that they pushed into all of the different continents with an aim of uniting the globe through education and ultimately making the planet a better place.
I think in the IB program, you sort of get a chance to begin almost like a college major early. So I love politics, and so I've been able to focus my studies, no matter what subject area it is, into politics in some way. So like with my math, I was able to learn about politics through the lens of math. And with our EE, which is the extended essay, I was able to do it on global politics. And so I learned a lot through that I wouldn't have learned elsewhere.
IB really does focus on the global level in really any of the classes. In my art class, we usually talk about like lots of contemporary issues that span a global significance in the art world and in the real world, with other courses such as like biology, where we discuss ethics of current innovations. So it's really a great global program.
Isaac Berry Early College High School is part of the North Carolina Cooperative Innovative High School. We give an opportunity for students to come and get fast-tracked into life after high school. So part of the program that we have here is mainly geared to first-generational college students, to give them an opportunity to get that jump start, as I was saying, into college. So once you enter Isaac Berry as a freshman, you spend the first 2 years working with our high school curriculum. It's an accelerated pace, and at the end of your sophomore year, you begin to take college courses, classes with our partner, the University of North Carolina, Wilmington.
It has honestly been a phenomenal program, both in regards to the curriculum and my peers. You end up just forming a really strong connection with your cohorts. It makes you feel prepared to pursue anything you want to do.
Isaac Berry is really good. Once you start getting to that good work schedule, you're going to do great. I honestly had a really fun time here. The community is actually really small. There are only like, 70 children here that come in like every year. And it does help that we only have 9th and 10th graders, but I really like the small community, and it kind of I just like that, yeah.
Since coming to Isaac Bear, it's definitely been like an adjustment, because there's definitely a lot more work, but I've gotten used to it, and I think there's definitely a lot of opportunities here for everybody.
The STEM program at Laney is primarily designed for students who have a strong interest in science, technology, engineering, and math. And we also have students who are strongly interested in the medical areas. We offer 5 levels of Project Lead the Way engineering courses, including aerospace engineering, and we just added architectural engineering as well, and civil engineering.
Well, going into high school, I easily chose this school because of the STEM program. I've been able to play high school sports at high level, been able to get a high education as well. It's been unlike anything I've seen in the county.
I really like the STEM program. I started my freshman year, and I think it's great because for people like me and many others that want to go into the medical field, engineering, and stuff like that, it's a good foundation for later, and it's like a stepping stone for college and things like that.
We do many things. We have clubs like Science Olympiad or Sea Perch, and we have refresh meetings like STEM activities with Coach Leek, or like environmental club. The biomed side does like meetings after school, and then the engineering side, which is the side I'm on, we do refresh meetings.
So if you are a strongly motivated student and you are very interested in the STEM areas and you are planning to go into a STEM major as an undergraduate, please check out the Laney STEM program or contact me, Ellen Sally.
So the Marine Science Academy, we have extended the program to be all 4 years. We find that that supports our New Hanover County students the best. The Marine Science Academy is an 11th or 12th grade program, and we're finding that those students are really settled into their home schools at that time. So we opened it up. Students can now come for biology in 9th grade, and they will be an Ashley Eagle, and then they'll continue on with chemistry and AP Environmental Science in their 10th grade year. Today we are at the aquarium at Fort Fisher, and so I have my Marine Science Academy students and my biology students here, and they are all getting to participate in a behind-the-scenes tour and review for their quiz tomorrow.
The Ashley Marine Science Academy has actually helped me. I've been interested in marine science most of my life, and I thought I wanted to go into bioengineering, and because of this program I've actually been able to narrow that down to more of biotechnology and actually get a chance to get an internship at the Center for Marine Science here in Wilmington, and that's given me a better look at what I want to do for a career.
You get a lot of real-world experience in this program. Like I said, going to internships and going to UNCW and working with all these professors and just people who have been doing this for a really long time, and Miss Thompson herself who's been doing it for quite a while, so it's really great, and she definitely helps you try to figure out what's the next best step for you, so that's really great. It's just a really great program to be in. You get to experience a lot of cool things and get some great opportunities, so I definitely would recommend it to anyone.
The best place on earth.
We love to be at C-Tech. We are in our 5th year of operation. We're still in our infancy as a school. We are serving 240 children this year, up from 44 just 5 short years ago. We've lived through the pandemic and the hurricanes and all the things and moves across buildings, and we're still standing and growing and getting better every day. We have children that will be able to earn certificates, diplomas, or degrees from Cape Fear Community College at no cost to their families. They will also graduate with a high school diploma. And one of the things that makes us unique is we were created to fill the gaps in the workforce. So our children get hands-on opportunities early on in a career field of their choice. And we provide 4 separate academies here on campus where our children are learning construction trades, they're learning cybersecurity, medical terminology, pharmacy tech, culinary and hospitality. We've got a big plate for children to choose from.
It's a smaller environment. It's more career-based, so then people focus on you more. They want you to succeed, and then they give you advice on your career choices. People here are more about your future, about what you want to do here, one step ahead into like your future, your career. And that's one of the main reasons I did transfer here.
I needed that family type connection to learn better, and you're really close with like all the teachers and the other students here. That was a really big thing for me.
C-Tech is like a really amazing school, and if people are like debating it, then they definitely should come.
Well, WEX is a cooperative and innovative high school, and we partner with Cape Fear Community College. Our students can graduate actually with a high school diploma and a 2-year associate's degree, and they can also graduate with some type of credential. So they have many options. Our current school size, we have about 250 students in grades 9 through 13. The majority of our students graduate in 4 years, and they can go on to any of the state schools. Most of our students stay in-state. UNC Charlotte, UNC Chapel Hill, NC State, and UNC Wilmington are probably where most of our students transfer to. And most of them are able to either graduate in 2 or 2.5 years with their bachelor's degree.
So I chose WEX. I actually teetered on it because I had lots of friends going to traditional high school. But I wanted to go to WEX because the fact that you get an associate's when you graduate without paying for it is insane. And I really want to go to college, so that was the best step for me. I also chose it because I was really intrigued by the environment of the teachers. So the class sizes are very small and your teachers are there to help you. I'm one of those people who's a hands-on learner, and if I don't have a teacher with me to teach me, I don't learn very well. So the fact that your teachers care and want to help you walk through the process was super awesome.
I really like WEX. Whenever I did come into school in 9th and 10th grade, it was like I was coming to a second family almost. Because the teachers there, they really do want you to succeed, so they encourage you to answer questions and to also ask your peers questions. All my classmates are really helpful and also helping me deciding what I wanted to do in the future. Yeah, mostly everyone's just really nice.
So as I mentioned, I've been in the middle schools this week, and I'll continue to visit the remaining schools tomorrow. And students ask me, they ask such great questions. And today in particular, the popular question was, how much do these programs cost? And as you saw there in the WEX video, and it's true for all of the programs, there's no additional cost for the programs. The other question a lot of students asked was about transportation. So the early colleges, Isaac Bear, Wilmington Early College, and C-Tech provide transportation anywhere in the district. Sometimes there is a changeover spot, kind of a bus depot changeover spot where students jump on another bus to get to their final destination, but transportation is provided. For traditional high school programs, if you're not zoned for that school, you are obligated to provide your own transportation. So we're getting ready to talk about the application process and how open choice works, if you should need open choice to attend one of the 4 traditional high school programs. The early colleges do not use the open choice process, so if you're accepted into those, you're good to go. That's considered your school. You always still have a seat at your zone school, however. So I like to clarify that. It's not that you know, you live where you live and you have a seat at that zone school. Let me go up. Nope, we don't want to do that again. Bear with me. Obviously, you can see the videos are a little dated, so we are in the process of updating those. We also have a new coordinator for the Laney STEM program. You can meet Miss Henrietta Madden out front. Okay, she's out there to answer all your questions. Just some basic information about enrollment, registration, and open choice. So the schools are approved for a special program. If you're approved for a special program, just know that if you do not reside in that school zone, you must apply for open choice. The 2 separate processes, okay? The open choice window this year is expected to run from March 4th to April 12th. So you have a good amount of time to get that application in. Letters will be sent out from the programs to students. I believe it's March 8th. And so you've got plenty of time to then just turn around and submit that application for open choice if you need it. If a student exits a program at a school other than their zone school, the student will be re-enrolled at his or her zoned school. So let's say you're at Laney for STEM and you decide, this is not what I thought it was, or hey, I think as a 10th grader, I want to go to Lyceum. You can do that, that's fine. If you're going back, if you're just saying, I don't want to be in this program anymore, but I really want to stay at this school, even though it's not my zone school, that is unlikely. So you will be expected to return to your zone school. If you're new to New Hanover County Schools, this includes private and charter. So if you are not currently enrolled in New Hanover County Schools, then you will be expected to first enroll at your zone school. So if you don't know where your zone school is, we can help you find that. The district can help you find that. There's a map locator online. You plug in your address. It tells you, boom, this is the school you're zoned for. So first you must enroll for private and charter, and then we go from there, okay? So parent guardian must submit a new enrollment application for the zone school based on your primary domicile, and then submit the open choice application for that program's host school, again, if that open choice, if you're out of your zone school and that applies to you. Here's some key dates. You actually have this on that half sheet. If you didn't get one of those, again, they're out front. Just the individual high school, down toward the bottom, the individual high school program presentations, those are by school listed on that half sheet. I think that's probably the most valuable piece of information on there. The application window is the full month of January through the end of the day on February 2nd. And that's the bulk of it. I think the most valuable piece of tonight is giving you that opportunity to speak with the coordinators who are out front. Most brought students with them. You can learn so much about the programs and the environment of the programs by talking to those students. They will give you an honest review of the program. Again, my name's Jean Hall. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send an email, special.programs@nhcs.net. And again, your counselors have, even the private and charter as well, have information that I've shared also with the public middles. Okay, thank you all so much for coming out. Have a good night. Thank you.